Good evening, ladies, lords, lasses, and all those in between. It is I, your humble game master today, the Deathly Shad, here to bring you today some more Rains of Vitrium content, with my lovely, lovely co-hosts. In fact, please, co-hosts, introduce yourselves while I, get the music. Just say hello. Agathar, say hi to the people.
Oh, hello.
Morrigan, say hi to the people. Morrigan's muted.
I was muted.
Yeah, say hi to the people.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi, people.
Swat, say hi to the people.
It's not for nothing, but for a second I thought Morrigan was staying muted on purpose out of being upset at being asked to mute in the first place.
You would be right. You would be right.
That's
Hello,
cover up
people.
if I ever heard one.
No.
Soren, say hi to the people.
You know I'm petty.
people.
All right, Vonnie, say hi to the people.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. So, with all that being said and done, let's get right into our lovely Rains of Vitrium content. When last we left our adventurers, Agthar the Kobold Necromancer, Morgan the Halfling Divination Wizard, Redsaw the Rapfolk Monk, Soren the Rapfolk Samurai, and Vonnie Valen the Rapfolk Smith and Grave Cleric, respectively, the party had just finished dealing with the Calagrin attack at the White Woods by infesting a large Birchwood Titan and running around and introducing the planes and dropships to the ground in a variety of different ways.
Mostly football related.
Yeah. One of which included a giant adamantine tower bat. Another of which involved them jumping up out of the woods, grabbing a dropship, and then Shaquille O'Neal style slamming it into the ground. And also using a variety of spells, such as making the woods open their eyes and see violence within.
They were just snowmen.
After which, the party investigated a crashed dropship that they got to carry away, as per Sabina's orders, and also because they did her a solid. She left him with a favor, as well as the dropship, which they delivered to Phaon, who is going to be doing sciencey bullshit with it. And then they left, but not before finding out that there were snowmen inside of these suits, that the Calagrin soldiers that they had been fighting this entire time were made entirely of ice, down to their very bones. What to make of that, they certainly didn't know. But we can get right back in on the action, starting right now, as the cart trundles away. About, I want to say, a half a day out from the wood. Lorelei approaches Agathar, I have a request to make.
Yeah. I think she probably caught him getting like a drink of water or something. I guess
He's
this
sweating a lot for
prefaces-
some reason.
sweating in a question first before we do anything. Was he able to, the moment he got into a car, he looked for Soifang to talk to her. Yeah,
He
the
hasn't found her
moment he
yet.
entered the cart, he hasn't found it yet. She's mad at him. Got it. So that being said, he left the second phone on the bed with a note with thorough instructions on how to use it,
It's
and
gone.
to let him know, like, whenever you're ready to talk, please let me know. Otherwise, he's just been in the training room, like, passing the time and getting his worries out. So yeah, when she approaches him, he'll look at her. Hey, yeah, what's up?
Um, I was curious if I could I was wondering if we could make a stop here soonish. We are a, a, we're approaching the spot where my mentor made her final stand.
Yeah, if you wanted to check it out, I would be fine with that. So we should let the others know. You just want to take a.
I want to know if there are any remains of her there, so I can give her a proper burial.
He nods. I understand. Yeah, I would be happy to. At least you have my vote on taking a quick stop, but I'll let the others know. I don't see why not. Yeah, no worries, Lorelai. It was, yeah, it's not the problem. And he will, take a drink and give her a smile, before, wandering to find the others to let them know that she wants to make a quick stop and pay her respects, which he will do also.
All right. So you kind of make your way around. What do you say to people?
To the group, he'll just flatly say, she wants to take a quick stop to investigate the last stand area to see if she can give her master a proper burial. And for her to pay her respects. It sounds like she super needs it.
Understandable.
Might give us a bit more insight to our enemy too.
And to see what she was capable of too.
Mori kind of slurrily, he's just like, there won't be anything there.
Well, you won't know until we look, but even then, she wants to see for herself.
It can still be useful. Quite frankly, the armada that we just fought didn't seem to possess anything even remotely capable of killing an archmage, which means clearly they have something bigger.
Make the assumption that it was them that did it. It's a good assumption, but we don't know.
Why pass up on the other opportunity to see if we can find anything?
Yeah. I'm not saying don't go. I'm not voted.
It'll be quick. It won't take a day, you know? It'll just be a quick thing.
Doesn't fight it. cheeks are like dark green. Same with her nose. She just kind of upturns the bottle and turns to go back, waddling wherever she came from. Like,
Thorin sees her go away and just says, "God damn it, Mori."
Yeah, Aggie will just let out a sigh, and then he'll inform our new friend that we're gonna make a we're gonna stop for her.
All right then. She she nods and gives you a small bow. Thank you, for doing this for me. I know you didn't have to, and it's probably better if we didn't. But I just want to see.
It's okay. I understand. I lost a close friend too, and I didn't really get a chance to mourn him, so you deserve it at least. Besides, it's a unique opportunity to see, maybe get an idea of what happened and what maybe we can find anything to help. But, you know, I would consider, if you would wish, that's what friends would do.
She nods. Of course. And she gives you a small bow and then makes her way back over to her seat. She sits down. The cart continues to trundle along, make its way further up. And about here, you notice that the ground itself becomes shaky and uneven. And it's around this point in time that Lorelei will approach you, Agatha, and just kind of get you to stop the cart, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, and he'll I guess he'll go to the control and then give it a slow stop.
We'll have to walk from here.
Sure. It's not too far, is it?
It shouldn't.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to come, they can. I figure that you guys, being linchpins and all, would at least want to pay respects to a good woman.
Of course.
Yeah. Alright. Who all is going?
Rinswoo.
Alright. Aggie, Renswa, Soren, Vani or Valen going?
Yeah, Vonnie will step out and just be lookouts. Valen doesn't really care about linchpins or archmages.
Anything.
Alright.
You're not wrong, there.
And Morgan?
she will sit on the stoop of the cart with a bottle and just kind of watch from there.
I will note you will not be able to see much from the cart because you had to stop outside of a basically your cart could not progress further without needing to take a long way around.
Or going legs.
Yes, or going leg mode.
And that's not a good. This isn't a good place to be leggy.
Yep.
So yeah, and she lingers at the cart.
Right.
I suppose Smudge will kind of linger at the edge of the group.
Okay.
Mostly just as a first response.
All right, then. You all make your way out of the cart. When you step outside of the cart, you find yourselves in front of what looks to be a fissure. Or not so much a fissure as it is just disrupted earth. And I believe it's the wrong track that I was trying to find. You'll have to give me a second. Please talk amongst yourselves for a second while I find it. Back
Bop, 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 bop,
Up,
bop,
up,
bop.
up, up, up.
It's just the fucking like South Park style animation, just the two kobolds, just like yip 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 yip
Yip, 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 yip,
yip
yip,
yip.
There is like periodically like checking his phone, seeing there's no messages, puts it away, pulls it back out, checks his no messages, and puts it
Oh
away.
god, he's already figured out doom scrolling.
The battery's already at 3%.
It's already at 3% with how long he's been like staring at the screen, waiting for something to stop being mad at him.
Like he found out, like he's like worried that she's far away, so he found a way to like amplify the signal to eat more battery. So now it's like really hot every time he takes it out of his pocket.
I take periodic fire damage from how hot it's running.
Like the phone is significantly thicker because the battery's swollen.
Hey, hey Soren, what's this app? It says for Chan?
Why are there 4 Chans?
I don't know. Usually when you're referring to one person, there's only one Chen.
Right, you would think, but they put 4 Chans in this app. It's crazy.
Oh, that's weird. I see one. I see one with 8 of them.
This one, I thought it was like an alert. It just says Reddit. Like, yeah, I've already read the name.
I think you should go to the one with 8 Chans because more is better, right?
We got it. So,
But what about this one? An E621. That's a lot
Okay.
of E's.
all right, everyone. Pack it in. So, as you step outside of this battlefield, you look around and you see that there is... The Earth itself has been disrupted. Very clearly. You see that there are tears in the distance. You see that there are ripples along the pathway up. And even from here, you can see a large collection of bodies. Or at least the remains of some. As you make your way further forward, you see various banners that were stabbed in the ground that are leaning lopsided left and right. You see a lot of men in armor, perfectly preserved, as if made of porcelain, laying on the ground where they fell. You see hundreds, thousands of dead. All coalescing around a central point. Roughly, I want to say, 500 feet further ahead. You see large scars upon the ground, as if the gods themselves had reached down and just plucked and scoured chunks from the earth itself. You see scorched black fields. You see just signs of battle. And the closer you get to the center, the more localized the destruction is. Until you find, at the very center of it, a cross that has been nailed in the ground and has what looks to be a funeral pyre put around it. And hanging from that cross, in pristine condition, skin white as porcelain, form featureless as form featured like carved stone, is a older human woman in what looks to be plate mail. A empty scabbard hangs from her hip, and her body looks to have been crucified.
Well then.
Holy shit.
Around her, you see 5 banners that have been stabbed into the ground with a symbol of a fist with a sun raised behind it. The symbol of your archenemy, Morrigan.
Yep. I'm not there to say anything.
This woman doesn't have any visible wounds on her face, arms, but has 5 distinctive stab wounds in her chest that have pierced her armor and also her heart. Whatever happened here was a battle between an army and a singular person. And it looked as if the army was on the losing side. Lorelei sees this cross bearing her master. And tears spring to her eyes. She has to look away for a moment. Recompose herself. If any of you would like to, you may investigate the area at this time.
100%. Well,
You can reroll that.
Agathar's too distracted by his phone.
that's much better. Thank you.
12, 27, 13.
Let's see. Boosh.
15. Vonnie can actually make a religion check here.
Does Oren also make a religion check? Because that's also +0.
Sadly, no, because this is not something that you
I
would
know.
really. So 12 and 13 investigation. It's strange, really, but you guys would see a bouquet of purple flowers that were laid at the foot of this cross.
Lucas wears a lot of purple, doesn't he?
No,
No? Okay.
he
I
wears black
misremembered.
robes.
Okay, I misremembered.
He is a purple-furred Noli, you know. And you do know that purple is the color of enchantment magic. But as it stands, yes, there are some purple flowers there. With an investigation of 18, Francois, you would note that the corpses around the area seem to be made of the exact same porcelain-like material as the Archmages. It's
Everything got glass.
Sort
Not
of.
glass, you know what I mean.
Yeah. For the 27, Agathar, I'll actually give you an Arcana check.
Okay. Let me scroll up here. 28.
Okay. You would be able to tell, probably around the same time as Francois, really, that these corpses turned into this post-mortem. Each of these bodies has a wound on them that would have been lethal. And there is no blood coming from them. It is as if they turned into statues the second they were impaled, or had a head ripped off, or a heart stopped. And with a 17 religion check, you would know, Vani, that you stand upon hallowed ground. Nothing here can reanimate. Nothing here can be used for necromancy. It is a sacred, holy site. After a minute or so of taking time to herself, Lorelei turns back towards her fallen mentor. I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough. I'm sorry that you had to protect me. I'm sorry that all of this happened. I wish I could talk to you again. But I know I can't. Gee,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir, go ahead.
Agler will kind of go to her side and use the appendages to kind of get shoulder to shoulder, and he'll put a hand on her shoulder in support, but He doesn't say anything right now, but he just looks at this porcelain woman. And just like looks at the scene around him, and he looks upset because he should be feeling something right now, but he isn't. But he is sticking with Lorelai in support.
Can you guys help me get her down?
Of course. Are there nails hanging her up?
Yes.
Okay.
We get her down.
Yeah, he'll help Soren.
Francois will also assist, just with the word of caution of just be careful. We don't know how fragile any of this is.
Leave
All right.
do our best.
I would like each of you to make me a group athletics check. It's a group athletics
Soren's
check.
here.
Can I? Is it possible for me to cast a spell on the body?
What would you be looking to cast?
Featherfall. So, like, we could just
sure.
So if we're able to just knock the nails out and just let her like slowly fall to the ground.
If I will say, when you're thinking about this idea, you get the feeling that it's a good idea, but only if you catch her. You get the feeling that any disrespect to this particular person's corpse in this particular area would be a very bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's one of the reasons he wanted to cast Featherfall was so they could just like get it out of there, and so they could catch her as she drops down.
Okay. But yeah, you'd have to cast it whenever she starts falling. But you guys can we'll still make your athletics check.
Yeah.
Lorelai is providing aid. Okay.
25.
Yeah.
So,
Thank God.
Quite literally carrying.
yes. Agathar, you basically climb up and you manage to remove the spikes from her hands. And Rensois, you kind of use a couple thorn whip vines, kind of like let her slower fall down. And then Soren, you kind of like manage to catch her. And Lorelai is there to remove the spikes that were embedded in the feet. But as you hold this woman in your arms, you are struck by a sense of grandeur. This person should be far heavier considering they're made of porcelain, but they aren't. They shouldn't be so limber, but they are. Their body should be stiff, but it isn't. And as you stare upon this woman's face, you don't see expressions of pain or horror. You simply see the visage of a woman who is at peace when her time came. You feel like you're holding the body of a martyr.
Soren, as they're holding her, he looks to Lorelei and he says, "So, what did you want to do with her?"
I wanted to bury her.
Just let me know. Let me know where, and I'll carry her there.
She goes to speak, but you would notice that just in front of the cross, a large swath of dirt shifts and moves out of the way, leaving a 6-foot pit that is lined with this same porcelain material.
I don't know if they cast mold earth.
Over there. I
Maybe I
can...
should have.
Did you do that?
No, but I don't know who did either. I would assume that, considering it has the same material as everyone else, that it's whoever kept this place from becoming overridden by undead.
Wait, is this not all? I thought this was all your master's magic.
My master gets their magic from the gods and the beings below. Same as me.
Well, she must have used the god that preferred porcelain. Or porcelain is a result of heavy concentrated radiant magic.
Porcelain is a representation of purity, of piety. It's part of the hollow spellcast here. You see that she's picking at the wristband. She then reaches up and very slowly removes her pendant. And then shudders as the voices return. They want her buried there. He points to the hole.
Soren's going to approach the hole and bunny hop down. Just kind of hop down into the hole, landing softly, and then he's going to gently lay her down. And are her eyes already closed?
Yes, they are.
Okay. He's going to check just to make sure they are, and then he's going to just kind of examine her face for a second and say, "This was a woman who died at peace. Not everybody gets that opportunity."
She may have been at peace with it, but it was very violent.
I know, and I know it's hard, and he's going to jump out of the hole, leaving her down there, and he's going to continue.
Please,
but-
could you arrange
Take all the
her?
time.
Oh, sure. He's going to go back down to the hole, and
Right arm
basically
over
put her-
left, across the chest.
he follows her directions.
Feet together at the base. And hair framing the face. Down along the shoulders. And
Soren
then,
does.
yeah, I assume you are. And then she
Yeah,
moves over and looks around the battlefield before grabbing a sword and kind of walking it back over to the pit. She then holds it out to you, hilt end first. Fist between her hands.
Someone takes it and gently puts it where Lorelei has instructed.
She then looks, winces, and then nods. Thank you.
Welcome. And he'll look at the Archmage one more time, or the previous Archmage one more time, just out of reverence and respect. And he'll give an Eastern bow while he's there in the pit, and then he'll jump out. And he says, "I know it was probably very violent and not a pleasant experience for anyone involved, but like I said, she had the face of someone who was at peace when her end came, and not many people get that opportunity. We should be at least happy for that, I think."
I'm not going to let her sacrifice go in vain.
Not that I'm trying to
Sure.
minimize it or anything, just trying to help you find some peace with it as well.
My master always knew she was going to die. Never knew when, never knew how. Didn't want to. She always told me that when her time came, she would accept it with a smile. I'm happy to see she stuck to that. She then...
I think, I say, Rincewind will kind of move over and kind of gently, like, reach up to grasp her shoulder. I think the reason she was able to keep that promise is because she knew that she was protecting you. Doing that is what granted her her peace.
You see her choke up a little bit. A couple tears stream down her face. But she recomposes herself. And then she extends her hands out over the pit. And there's a glow of magic. Black and white, flickering between one another. Like TV static almost. That coalesces around the dirt that was pulled out of the pit. Slowly pulls it back in. Forming a porcelain dome over her master. Before covering. The dirt softening. And a few multicolored plants sprouting free of it. Most of which look like they shouldn't even exist in this area, but they do regardless. If you would like to make a nature check, Renswa, you may.
While they're doing that, Soren will search the bodies. Like, I'm assuming like all the other bodies are like of the Paladin Order here in Vuori.
Here's the thing, Soren.
Yeah.
When you go to begin searching, you get the feeling that this is not the place to do that.
Right, hallowed ground.
With a nature of 14, Renswa, you would note among these flowers are certain blooms that only happen upon the elemental planes and inside the Nine Hells.
Interesting.
he's going to, as he was stares at this burial site, with the investigation and Arcana roll, with the injuries that she sustained, were the stab wounds even, or did they come from multiple sources? Did it come from one weapon, or did it come from many?
Multiple sources, different weapons.
Okay. But they were coordinated.
Yes. It looked as
Okay.
if one person landed a hit, and then 4 other people jumped in and stabbed at roughly the same time.
And did it look like some sort of rune or some form of archaic symbol?
Sorry, what?
Like, with how the stab wounds are laid out, does it look like they made like a rune
No,
with...
no.
Okay,
It
it's just...
it literally was just vitals.
Gotcha. Okay.
The first stab was in the gut. Second was in the right lung. Third was in the left lung. Fourth was in the heart.
Gotcha.
And fifth was in the heart again.
Gotcha. All right. And then he wants to speak in his mind to Veronica, and he wants to say, do you want to guide me with a send-off your paladin ordered that used to do?
You would allow me to do that?
Yeah. We're on the hallowed grounds, and this woman deserves the send-off.
I would be honored. The porcelain lady does not make her presence known for just anyone. And do you allow Veronica to possess you?
Yes.
Right. You guys will watch as Agathar goes ramrod straight and then settles into a militaristic stance. His eyes looking focused as he pulls out his weapon and then forms the light shield and light sword before approaching the grave and then performing a symbolic dance.
With a halo.
Oh yeah, the halo's there too.
Yeah, the halo's there.
There is a flow to it as he goes through what seems to be a sequence of strikes and stabs, 21 of them exactly, that have him circle around the grave and then end where he started, which was at the foot of the grave. Once the final strike comes out, he then pulls his weapons back together, breathes out, and you're back in your possession of your body.
He goes ramrod straight, relaxes, and kind of shakes his head a little bit as he's like coming to. Oh, that was beautiful, Veronica. Thank you.
It was the best I could do.
He kind of nods to himself and looks at the others and probably sees their quizzical looks.
Soren might not look as quizzical because something similar happened to him. So
Yeah.
he probably knows what happened.
I asked if Veronica wanted to have a send-off. She was a paladin, so...
Lorelei
Fuck,
gives you
yeah.
Sorry. You were saying, Renswell?
Oh, all she said was, I see.
Lorelei will give you a small bow. Thank you.
Turn.
Thank you all for helping me. You see she winces again. And the others are thankful as well. She then turns back to the grave again and sighs. Master ch-ldr-n, you adopted me when no one else would. You raised me. You were a mother to me. You were my everything. And now that you're gone, all I'm left with are the voices you told me about every day. They're so loud. Some of them are terrifying. But you managed. I will too. I'll become stronger than this. I know you wouldn't want me to seek revenge, but I feel I must. I didn't have to do any of this. Why didn't the king just take no for an answer? I'll never understand. And I suppose that we'll probably get a frown from you out there, or wherever you are. But I'm not you. I can't be. Not yet. As much as I want to be. Our time together was too short. It wasn't long enough. I wish I had my mother back. But dead is dead. Even if certain people think it's... Get out of my head now, Orcus. She wipes away the tears on her face.
Does the name Orcus ring a bell?
Go ahead and roll religion. Anyone who would like
Sure.
to.
You can assume. Oh my
That's history, not religion.
fuck!
Same bonus?
Actually higher.
Oh! Alright.
Of a +7 instead of a +3.
Okay, so that's a 24. Alright. 16, 18, 22, 24. That is the fiendish god of the dead. He likes bringing people back to life in undead ways.
Ah.
He's not a very good person.
Hey. It's just like, hey, hand me the phone to the little one.
Hey, you've got the opportunity to do something really hilarious.
Yeah.
The little one has the opportunity to do the funniest thing right now.
Hey, listen up.
Yeah, I can tell you something really funny.
In fact, you Agathar would probably you Agathar and you Renslaw would probably know the only reason that Orcus is even here to whisper these sweet nothings, because this woman would not want to be coming back to life normally through a normal resurrection spell. Hence why necromancy.
Mhm.
Come on, she said she wants her mother back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Agatha kind of gives a little wince at the recognition of the name, but doesn't say anything.
In fact, the two of you would recognize it because Mel has specifically stated how Orcus is a bitch and she hates him.
You'd think that she would be worshiping him.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was about
no.
to say, I was like, I've expected her to have a shrine.
Well, she has a shrine of something else.
No, she bows to no god. Even the one over the domain that she has privy knowledge about.
She just laughs at him.
I said that's because she thinks she's better than him. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, that
That's
is
what
that
replacing him one day.
that is a major component, is that she thinks that she's better
It's
than
just-
him, but also
It's just the Hulk scene, puny god.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Still,
No, replaces Orcus one day.
Not for real.
still, she straightens up, and then sniffles once more before kind of just pausing. She looks around to each of you and just gives you a small nod. Thank you for bringing me here. I'm sorry you had to see me like that.
No forgiveness is needed.
We're here because we want to support you, and I understand the feeling all too well. You needed the closure. I think she would be very mad at us if we didn't allow you that.
She'd probably come down from wherever she is just to gut punch you a couple times.
Well, right now she can get in line.
Learn you some manners, she would say. She
Seems like a very good
then...
person.
She was the best. She then notices the bouquet of purple flowers. And she walks over to them, picks them up, and then lays them to rest at the foot of her master's grave. And then she stands up, turns back towards the cart. I think we can leave now.
Do you want the hug before we go?
Yeah. I would like that a lot.
He uses his appendages to get to face level, and then he'll give her a hug just with the two arms, the two normal, every quotations normal arms.
She
He'll give her
accepts the hug, and then you guys begin to make your way back. As you do so, she slowly puts on her pendant again and seems to relax from the constant cacophony of voices. Morrigan, do you do anything before you leave?
As they arrive, Smudge kind of like hops up under the stoop of the front of the caravan and like rubs up against her leg. She just looks at the group and then tips the bottle up and heads inside.
Okay. Francois, Agathar, actually, wait, hold on before that. Vonnie, did you do anything while there?
No, Vonnie's more of watching because she knows everyone's going to be more focused on tending to the fallen.
Okay. Well, Francois, Agathar, Soren, the three of you feel lighter when you leave this area. And I will give you each a point of divine inspiration.
Neat.
Neato.
You laid to rest the body of a martyr. A person who was connected to each and every single god there was. So yes, point of divine inspiration.
Huzzah!
I will
Is that
DM
like
each of
normal?
you what that means.
Okay, I was about to ask. I was like, is that normal inspiration?
You have permanent inspiration. Advantage on every check forever.
Huzzah!
That's
Fucking
the opposite
imagine.
of what the Sunday game has.
Yeah, literally.
Yay! One of my class traits is useless now.
It's okay. It's okay. Permanent advantage for me just means it's like, oh look, a 5 instead of a 4.
Yeah, it's going to be more. You get a +3 to attacks or something like that.
It's better than that.
Laughs in knowledge.
Hell yeah.
I see. If
You only
it's
get
the same
one.
thing for, if it's the same thing for all three of us, it is significantly more useful for one of us.
Yeah, 100%. Time to be a normal video game player and never use this.
Yeah.
What if I need it later?
What if I need it later? Yeah. My brother
the
in
final
Christ,
boss.
Renswa still has a point of regular inspiration from when we used to do the fucking recaps.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that was literally
I have-
8 years ago.
I have a ray gun recap inspiration point from like 2.5 years ago.
Oh my
Good
good
lord.
lord. Well, then these are in good hands, aren't they?
Yeah. Shad doesn't have to worry about balance because
know-
he'll never use it.
You know what the best part is? You guys can use these on other people.
Okay, so they're
Yes,
all going on
all know
Soren.
they're all going to
Not terribly far off.
There you go. I hope you enjoy that answer, Soren. Do not tell anyone else.
Oh my god.
Tell him what? What are you talking about?
Tell
I
me.
know. Yeah. No talkie.
I don't know what you're talking about. What I don't like. What do you mean?
Anyway, moving along. Yeah, so you guys make your way back across this battlefield and to the carriage. Smudge gives Morrigan the skinny and then, hops in the cart with her. Big chillin'. And, you guys each climb into the cart afterwards. And the cart begins to trundle along the way. I will say the rest of the day passes by with you guys being solemn and reflective.
Thorin might want to talk to Lorelei for just to say a quick thing.
Sure. Go for it.
If he catches her like at the table still looking like she's lost like the world, and does she look like worried about like about how she's going to wield the powers, or if they're going to be if it's going to be acceptable in her master's eyes?
So she looks determined. She doesn't look like a lost duckling anymore. At least, not for the most part. She looks as if she has had time to think about what she wants to do next.
Right. He's going to is she at the dinner table, or
Yes, she is.
he's just going to sit down across the table from her and say, so like heard what you said about not being, how you can't be like your old master, but you might be enough to please her. You got a good heart, right?
What?
I was listening to what you were saying to your master when we laid her to rest, and were you worried that you wouldn't be able to be like her?
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of the concern of anyone with a mentor like her.
Please point out to me if I'm being a bit presumptuous, but you did say that she was the best, right?
Yes, she was the best woman I've ever met.
That she had a good heart?
She nods.
Well, from what little I've seen of you, you do as well. And I think that no matter what, that will be a good first step. He smiles, and he says, I think you're going to be just fine.
Thank you. It's big armor to fill.
Yes. I have to fill the armor of a linchpin. That ain't something I've always been.
Yeah, I heard. Uh,
As far as the whole vengeance thing, I know you probably want to find it, and we want to seek retribution for what happened here as well. But if you can, try to focus that on justice instead. There is a difference, and that might temper you enough to, keep your mind in the game. You know what I mean?
You don't want another Morrigan.
she nods. I know. I really want only 6 people to be killed.
That's because of what they did, aye?
She nods.
He takes a deep breath,
Because
kind of like
what they did and what they plan on doing.
he nods and takes a breath and says, that, because of what they might be doing, might be enough to keep you on the side of justice, but thinking about what they did could move you to vengeance.
They the king wants me.
Why may I ask why he wants you? And why he wanted I heard you say just because he couldn't take no for an answer.
Um, I can't say. He just wants
Okay.
me.
Okay, I won't push then.
If you would like, you may roll an insight.
He does. Another low insight.
A
I use my divine
14.
now.
A 14 will tell you that she's being very cagey because she's unsure as to if you would want her as well, if you knew the real reason. You can see that she eyes everyone around her in that same suspicious manner.
He's going to just look at her and give her a warm smile, and he's very calmly and softly going to ask, "Was there something you wanted to ask me?"
No, nothing.
You sure? He's still smiling. Like he's being genuinely like he's not trying to like back her into a corner. Like he's not trying to make her uncomfortable or anything. Like
I know.
he's discovered something, but he's basically just he's trying to press without being an asshole.
I get you. She's just going to kind of fiddle with that charm around her neck for a little bit before just shaking her head. Nothing right now. Sorry. I'm a little bit frazzled.
You don't trust me, do you?
It's not that. I trust you're a decent person. I trust that everyone but probably Morrigan right now is a decent person. But, there are some things that just shouldn't be said. Because even if you think someone is a decent person, they can still turn into something else.
I can take for myself from experience for that. There have been times where I've been ugly in the past. And given me new capabilities, I don't think I ever want to be that person again.
That's
I
good.
won't pry.
That's good,
But
and thank you.
But if you ever want to talk about it, then I'm here, and I can keep a secret if you want.
Uh,
Okay?
yeah. Thank you. Although I'll say the only person I trust to keep a secret are those three, and she indicates over to the travelers.
He kind of like quirks an eyebrow and says, "I don't know. I have honestly never had any experience with them keeping secrets, so I can't really second that for you. But
Huh. I would answer, but that would mess with their game.
understood. So I'll let you be so you can collect your thoughts. But remember, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here, and I'm willing to listen. And if you never want to talk about it, that's fine too.
Okay. Thank you.
He nods and stands and heads down to the training room.
Soren, give me a
Yeah.
d20 roll.
A d20 roll.
Wow.
Okay, there you go.
You are no longer
You-
trustworthy.
Oh my gosh, it's not even
So is that a token?
It is a luck token.
Okay.
You see this woman hesitate for a second, and then she just lets you go.
He pauses when he sees her hesitate, and then when she goes back to like herself, then he's gonna continue standing and leave.
All right.
I want to add on to this. Just a quick thing.
Go for it.
After Lorelai has a few moments of silence to herself, she can hear something being set down in front of her very carefully. And when she looks up, Bella's putting a chessboard down in front of her. She moves a piece up, and then Belle backtracks 10 feet and waits.
You don't need to do that. I'm not hearing people right now. She lifts up the pendant.
Okay. I was being mindful. And I want to be mindful. She'll hesitate,
Lorelai.
then she'll take a
is-
seat.
Yeah, Lorelai's just gonna smile and move a piece. And then the game begins. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Yeah.
Another nat one. Another nat one.
Nat 2!
Oh, Belle lost her edge. She's too terrified. She loses.
Was that was a chess match check?
Yeah.
Oh, then that's a yeah, it's an 8.
Yeah, even with proficiency bonus, no.
Yeah.
Wendy joins in later. Anyway,
He's just watching.
yeah. She gets to suck up the pieces that get taken. So yeah, no, that is that. Agathar?
Yeah.
A whole day passes. You do not see Soy Fang once.
Cool.
The phone is gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't sleep in his bed. He sleeps. He revokes his bed sleeping privileges. And he just sleeps on a mat in the training area. He's kicked himself out of the room.
Damn, she big mad.
As you go to sleep, Agathar, roll me a perception check.
It's like, roll me a dexterity save to avoid the pillow trying to smother you.
Fair enough. I rolled an 11.
11? Okay. Follow that up with
Versus her.
follow that up with a con save with advantage.
Sure. Wow, 21.
Okay. You each awaken in your rooms. You as well, Agathar. In your bed. Tucked in.
He sits up and looks around. Huh. He checks his phone.
His phone is opened up on a application, and there looks to be a picture of him sleeping.
He gives a soft smile. And he will he'll send that picture to her to Soyvang, and just with the title not my best side.
There isn't a response. And then you hear her say, "No, it's your second best one."
Yeah.
She emerges from beneath the bed.
Okay.
Hey,
Look, I
don't
want
speak.
to. Okay.
She turns and looks at you.
Yeah, he'll look up at her.
She stares. 1 minute ticks by. 2 minutes tick by. 4 minutes. 8 minutes. At what point in time does Agathar feel the need to speak?
I think he already has the need to speak, but I don't know if he does until like maybe 10 minutes later. She told him to not speak, so he is not speaking.
Okay. How long does he not speak for?
God. Probably a half hour. I'm being honest. The wife, he knows he is like defaulting on whatever makes her feel better, so he's not doing anything else.
Alright. Roll a wisdom saving throw at half an hour.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. 17.
You managed to keep your composure and not say anything.
Okay. So we have a staring contest, which Agathar has immediately lost many times.
One more wisdom saving throw, please.
Huzzah. Aw.
After a whole hour of her just staring at you, you finally break.
Rex. Okay, I'm sorry.
An apology. Interesting.
I've more to say if you want to hear it out. I didn't look. I am sorry. I didn't go into that forest thinking about doing what I did, about severing the connection. And I know you said to not die, and that's always the plan. My goal is to always come back to you, no matter what. I just needed the insurance. And as much as I want to promise and swear to you that I will return, and I intend on keeping my promise, there might be some events where it's out of my control and I don't have a choice. And I can't bring you down with me. I can't do that to you, and I can't do that to them. And I would rather give up a piece of myself than to doom a soul to no afterlife, to just damnation. When I saw Sabina take a lot of Morrigan's rage, I saw a third option and then I took it. I'm sorry I didn't tell you after. I'm sure it was frightening to just not feel that connection anymore. I should have told you the minute that I did it, and I didn't, and I'm sorry.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
You should have said something.
You're 100% correct.
Did you think I would say no?
I mean, about doing that little ritual, I mean, maybe I. You didn't seem worried about leaving the connection, and maybe it seemed like you wanted to keep it. And I wanted to keep it too. Like, I love bugging you every day and every hour, and love sharing that connection, but the consequences of it were too great.
Hmm. Well,
Thank you.
if it makes you feel any better, I felt the last few moments you had before it was gone. And I felt how much you cared for me. He places a hand on her belly. And for Shank and Shiv. So,
You-
I knew that you were doing it for us. I
Well,
stayed away, and I watched to see if your fear I didn't love you was still there. To see if my affections were based upon the connection. I found out just today they weren't. Simply watching you sleep was comforting. Even if I had to move you from the training room back to this one. Her eyes narrow.
you, cer- you certainly didn't need to do that. It was a bit of a self-punishment.
No,
I remember reading in books sometimes when the wife is angry at the husband, she gets kicked out of the bedroom. So I figured maybe that was a appropriate response.
no. I determined the appropriate response and the appropriate punishment.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Still obedient.
For you always. I do have an idea. If we manage to have 3 at once, he points towards her belly. I thought of a third name.
Hmm. And what, pray tell, would that be?
I think Whisper sounds cool.
Hmm. I approve.
Good. I'm really relieved to hear you say this. And I guess my fear was pretty easy to read when we had that connection. I'm glad that I proved Chucky wrong.
She holds up 2 fingers. You get 2 more mistakes.
And death.
All right. From here on out, he puts his hand over his heart. From here on out, I will do my absolute damnedest to not make any mistakes towards the perfect woman. And now, my darling, is there any way that I can make it up to you?
I can think of a couple. And that's
Locks
where
the
we end
door.
that.
It's like, yo,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Door locks. Agathar is trapped in his room for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yep.
Soren knocks on the door later. She just phases through. Go. It's my turn.
Occupied.
I think he just hangs out with her for the rest of the trip. Honestly, I don't think he fucking goes anywhere.
Oh. Yeah, no. You will find out very quickly her literal only issue was that you did not talk to her first.
Which is entirely fair. And during the trip, he does practice with the ghost sight, just passively, since he can just kind of do that whenever.
Oh, nice.
Ghost sight, or
I
whatever
will.
the fuck.
Call it spectral sight.
Spectral sight, that's what it is.
I will note, on occasion, you will even see Soifeng on the ethereal plane.
Wow. He acts like he doesn't see her.
And I have a question. Do you truly spend 3 whole days with her?
You fucking bet he does.
Well, there goes Soren's time with Aggie.
Give me a higher...
She says it's my turn, and the Soren's like, I hardly had a
Okay.
chance to spend any time with him.
Agatha, give me a 1d20.
Okay. It was an 11.
Layup. Over those 3 days, the two of you establish a deeper connection. And you remember that one?
There's one way to say it.
You remember? Yeah. You remember that? You remember that one connection skill that you had?
Yeah.
It refreshes in your mind as a blue skill, and it is called partners connection.
Ooh.
Effectively, the two of you are now so in sync with one another that you have this mental connection that like usually twins share with each other, if that makes sense.
Ooh, okay.
So effectively the same as the red skill, but without all the death and murder if either of you dies.
Cool.
In fact, I will find the thing that I'm thinking of, and I will give it to you.
Huzzah! Alright, cool. He doesn't have to worry about charging his phone every week.
There's still a range limit.
Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure. But at least,
Shad just copy and paste from Valen and Vuori.
Oh no, it's not.
I would say probably about day 2 of them like spending all their time together with each other, Soren would probably start getting worried because, you know, Aggie he hasn't seen Aggie in like a day and a half, and so he'll like go to his door and knock and like reach to knock on it. Would he be able, like, would they be talking, or would it be something he could hear through the door?
Here's
The answer could be yes. You don't need to go into detail.
I'm gonna say that yes, kind of.
Would he be able to tell that it's the two of them together?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, his hand kind of like reaches up to knock on it, and then he'll hear them interacting with each other, and then he'll just stop, and his hand will just drop down to his side, and he'll give a sigh and then a smile, and then just kind of walk away and leave him alone.
All right.
Wah, wah.
All right. Anyone else want to do something for these next couple days that doesn't involve
Yeah.
Agatha because he's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Agathar is otherwise engaged.
Literally.
I believe just any one of the nights there will be a scratching at Rensoir's door.
Oh, yeah, that was the doing exactly what I was going to do. Yep. Rensoir will kind of probably laying on her bed reading a book. And she will, her ears will twitch at the soft scratching at the door, and she'll kind of roll out of the bed and make her way over, opening the door.
You look around, look down, you see the void that is Smudge, two pinprick yellow eyes looking up through from a black puddle to your perception with a tail that flits back and forth.
And she'll smile. Hello, Smudge.
Hello, Rensoir. They get up, circle around before kind of bounding down the hallway and then looking back to you.
She will bookmark her book and kind of set it on a nearby shelf before following out and down the hallway after Smudge.
Leads you
Presuming
down.
that she is going to be led to Morrigan.
You one can assume Smudge isn't as free-spirited as the other familiars seem to be. Yeah, they lead you down to the main room where the kitchen and the dining area and the hangout spots are. As you do spot Morrigan setting up the table with what looks to be like different sized candles and thread. As she looks in your direction, you could kind of make out, like, the room is dark besides the candlelight, but you can kind of make out like the dark circles under her eyes and the slight flush to her cheeks. Well, I am glad Smudge can still get people when I ask them to. I thought this a good time to see what I couldn't do about locating your family.
Oh. Well, thank you. I was planning to visit you sometime soon about it. She'll kind of look around and just sit across from her.
The table is adorned in all it looks to be like there's amethyst and quartz crystals set up and tied between with red thread that kind of make a sort of like web on the table, intertwined with these like lit candles, and what looks to be a copper bowl that seems to like kind of flay upwards and kind of like it almost looks like a vase, but on how the lip kind of pulls into itself instead of like outward. And she kind of like sits heavily in the chair across from you as she shuffles for something. I've been thinking of different ways to do this better than I had when I was with Soren. I was working off of more. This is a little more tricky. As she passes what looks to be a Chris dagger across the table. You'll need to spill a bit of your blood into the basin.
Fair enough. And she will take hold of the Chris dagger and seemingly fairly unfazed, she will hold her arm up and out, and she will gently run the blade along, not the like bottom side of it, but along like the side of the arm, like mid forearm, cutting a slit open and letting it kind of the rivulets kind of beginning to drain and drip and kind of cling along her fur before, dripping into the basin.
She watches and keeps an eye on how much blood pours in before she like raises a hand. It should do.
And she'll grasp her arm where it's, already starting pretty much to, clot over.
He slides what looks to be like a vial of red liquid. Don't have many left, but they have at least one potion left.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, though.
She leans back.
It's just a little cut.
Fine.
And she'll chuckle to herself. And, at the very least, my time with Master Mel taught me one thing. Only a fool cuts the palm of their hand. It's dramatic, and it will absolutely fuck the use of your hand for at least the next week.
Agatha sneezes in his room.
In acts of blood only, some ritual will require the stage of it, but far and few. Regardless. She raises her hands over the bowl as the candles kind of like lift in their light, is a sort of like rush of flame, just as the room lights and flickers with that orange ray of candlelight as the bowl begins to like rattle before it starts to like spin and spin and spin and spin faster and faster as her eyes are like clenched shut as she focuses on something. Shad. I'm trying to do something funky. Because I mean, Rensoir is the culmination of two people, and I'm trying to essentially centrifuge mom and dad into two separate sections of this bowl with witchcraft.
All right then.
You want me to roll something, or is that just something I can do?
I would like for you to burn a 5th level spell slot first.
Alright. I haven't spent any spells on this random day, so yeah, I'll burn a 5th.
And go ahead and make me a witchcraft check.
That's just intelligence, yeah?
With proficiency, yes.
Okay, so that's +9. You know what? I'm just gonna use my portents +9. I have an 18. May as well use it.
Okay, you have an 18. 18 plus 9 is 27.
27.
Alright then. Who are you focusing on?
Well, I mean, if I'm separating one, I'm separating both, unless Rensoir is made up of 3 people.
Yes, but what I'm asking is which one are you focusing on? Mother or father?
What was the name?
The mother's name was Selena.
Then it's mommy I'm looking for.
Alright.
Father, she just has a... It's like mother, all she has is a name. Father, all she has is an appearance.
Yes. However, since this is a blood ritual, you don't need a name or a description because it's using your blood as the catalyst.
I mean, fair enough.
What effectively your witchcraft check is letting you do is it's letting you rip the very DNA of Rensoir in two and search for people with matching sets. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Only it doesn't sound nearly as scientific when she
Yes.
says it.
Yes. So if you're focusing on her mother first, you would have your arcane eye slowly shift and zoom in to what looks to be a city. And as you kind of move the eye around this city, you see that it is a port town. And in this port town, currently selling what looks to be fruit of some kind, a variety of fruits really, is a one-armed female rabbit hole that is missing an ear and looks happy and content in so much as someone can be. But there's very clearly phantom pain now from the missing limbs. She appears to be alone.
That it?
I mean, she's alive. Brown-furred rabbit
That is
folk,
true.
green eyes, missing an arm, missing an ear. Very distinctive.
I saw a city as I was being, lowered in. Anything I can discern about the location besides just being on the water?
It is a
Yes,
port
it is.
city on the waterfront. I would say give me a history check.
You said green eyes. What fur?
Brown fur, green eyes, missing a arm and missing
Yeah, one
an
arm,
ear
one ear.
on the same
I
side.
will use my other portents, which is a 15 for a 24.
Looks like this is in the Ember Sticks.
Yeah. Okay. After a while of this blood swirling in this bowl and Morrigan's eyes rolling back as she clenches her fists outward over the bowl, everything stops. The candles go out with a hum of the smoke lifting off of them as she closes her eyes and breathes out. She is north. In a city by the sea.
So, she's alive then.
Aye. Sends an arm and an ear.
Probably whatever was chasing them in the forest.
Possibly. And she raises a hand and with a whoosh of smoke, produces a sort of plume of smoke with an image within it of the person in the scrying.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw as well.
10.
As you look upon this woman, you can't help but feel a sense of nostalgia. And as you kind of stare for a little bit longer,
She just kind of stares at the illusion, kind of taking a step forward and reaching out, almost almost trying to grasp at what is literally an illusion. I feel like
oh, give me just a second. I have a bit more for you here.
oh,
setting up music.
Oh yeah, I'm setting up music for this. It's a big
Oh,
moment.
enough.
It's always a good sign.
So, you feel this sense of nostalgia begin to take over you, and you remember a long time ago being part of very, very wealthy family. A family of traders and merchants. Family with a loving mother and a loving father. A family with 2 brothers. You were young. And you remember there being snow all around you. When something happened. You don't know what it was. You don't know how it happened, but what you know is the fear. You know the terror for your very soul, for those all around you. You remember panicking and running and fleeing and going through a large purple doorway. You remember emerging from your snowy winter wonderland to another place entirely. A rainforest, a jungle. You remember a long caravan. You remember your mother and father smiling down at you, assuring you that everything would be fine as the jungle turned to rot blackwood. And then your caravan was attacked. Monsters from everywhere, ripping into the people that you knew, loved, and cared for. Various servants of your household. And you remember being separated from your family. And that is where your memory ends.
As you come to, Morrigan is collecting things from the table and putting them into a bag.
It's just like this is a deep cut that probably no one will know. But if anyone's played the game Lost Odyssey,
Nope. I have not.
So that's a big sorry there.
ah, the main character has amnesia and he'll randomly have flashbacks, and I'm like, it's like almost like that kind of like look on her face is just like the kind of like the flashback just hits her hard and fast, and she kind of stumbles back, gripping at her head with a grimace.
Saw something, did you?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Just it was all flashes and Chaos. She'll kind of just shake her head a few times, kind of trying to shake those phantom memories and a few tears away, and just kind of clears her throat. You, you said it was a port town by the sea?
In the sticks, there are few established cities large enough to be the one I saw, so finding her should not be the most trying process.
Right. Right. She'll shake her head again and look to Morrigan with a soft smile. Thank you, Morrigan. This means a lot to me.
It was nothing. She stuffs another quartz into a bag.
It's not nothing to me.
Hmm. Happy to help. It's good to be useful.
Her soft smile will kind of morph into a dull frown. You're always useful, Morrigan.
Kind of pauses. It's, she kind of gropes for the thread on the table and pulling it into the bag. Yes. Yes.
And as the two of you kind of like look at each other for a second, you guys hear the sound of feet shuffling about. Francois? You doing okay over here? As Neatal pokes her head around the corner.
So she'll probably jump a little bit, having been caught off guard.
Oh, sorry. Actually sneaky.
Jesus, don't give me a heart attack. Clone or not, I'd prefer to live.
I'd prefer you live too.
Especially because if you kill me, I'll haunt your ass.
Please don't.
Neatal feels Agathar's form like behind her at the mention of Rensois dying at Neatal's hands.
Actually, I don't think I would mind that per se, because it's you, friendly ghost, right?
She just looks at her.
Anyway, hey Morgan, how's it going?
Like Morrigan has been in like the foreground of this like interaction for a moment as she's brought into like back into it, and she's just like this tired-eyed looking green-faced girl just staring like past them. I'm fine.
You should get more sleep.
Thank you.
And maybe drink less.
Doesn't respond to that one.
Just,
She
general
hops down
advice.
from the table. I hope you both have a fine evening.
You as well, Morgan. Kind of.
Rensois, like, kind of shuffles as if, like, moving to stop her, but just kind of, like, stops. ears kind of pinning back.
And she kind of just makes her way up the steps. Smudge close behind, them looking back once. Little pinprick eyes kind of static as the tail whips before they skitter up the stairs behind.
Neatal just slowly slides over to where Renswa is and just looks to her and then up to where Morrigan left to. Is there something I should know about?
She'll kind of plant herself in the nearest chair, just kind of rubbing at her face. You... Soren told you about that ritual that Morrigan used to help him find your parents, right?
Yeah, what's up?
She's helping me to find mine.
Oh.
And
Did she find them?
one, she has to focus on one at a time. Otherwise, the magic would split focus and it wouldn't do anything.
Uh-huh.
But... And she'll kind of set her elbows on her knees, kind of slumping forwards. It would seem that my mother is somewhere in the Ember State.
Really? That's good news. It means that we can go find her once this whole Vuori business is done.
Yeah. Don't know what I'd even do with that knowledge.
Well, I suppose it depends on, like, you remember how good your relationship was with her?
She kind of goes back to rubbing at her forehead. Every so often I'll get... Sorry, I'm processing a lot of things. I will get random memories or flashbacks from, either from dreams or, in this case, Morrigan created an illusion to show me what my mother likes, and it sparked some memories. I remember how it was love. I remember home and running away and not really understanding why we had to leave, but just understanding that everyone else was scared. And finding safety in Vitrium for a time. And then the one thing that I did remember to varying degrees, it's coming back more and more these days, it seems, was joining a caravan that made an ill-fated trip through the bramble.
He nods. Well, I mean, I would think that if your mother saw you again, she would be overjoyed to see you. Especially if you had a good relationship with her, and she doesn't know if you're alive or dead either.
I mean, probably, maybe. She shakes her head, kind of like running a hand back, like back and across her ears, kind of pulling them behind her. I mean, who knows? It's been well over almost 2 decades at this point. I was so young, and
Well, I'm sure that if I had a daughter as amazing and cool as you, that I'd still want to see her again 2 decades later.
just rolls her eyes. Yeah, but you're biased.
Maybe a little. But at the same time, aren't we all, to a degree? Plus, much like you were gonna do with my mom, if she's not nice to you, I'll just, yeah, give her a punch or two.
Yeah. I don't know that that's necessary.
I'll wait for your say-so if it is.
Although now there's even more mystery than I thought before.
Yeah. In what way?
This entire time I was focused on, I want to find out my parents. Just kind of like throws her head to the side, just kind of like laughing dryly. I've got fucking brothers.
You have brothers? Well, I mean,
Yeah,
well, there is a bright side to having just brothers. She like,
yes, but it means, well, actually, I don't 100% know how Morrigan's ritual works. I don't know if it would be able to track them, or if tracking them would be harder than parents,
she shrugs.
because it's like blood once removed. I don't know.
I have no idea how any of that witchy stuff works. You could probably talk to Eloise about that.
I'll just ask Morrigan when she's she kind of pauses, like she was about to say when she's in a better mood, then realizes she hasn't been in a better mood for quite some time, and just is like, I'll ask her.
Francois,
Eloise feels like weirdly going behind her back somehow.
I get that, but Francois, you're not responsible for her. I understand that, you and her were a thing and that you still probably have feelings for her. But, like, at the same time, though, she's made her choices. And
I am responsible for her, though.
but why? You've done nothing
Because
wrong.
she looks away again, kind of like running her hand back across her head and down her ears. And when we stopped her, I shakes her head. Just I still don't 100% understand what happened, but I ended up in her head, in her thought. I saw the depths of her mind palace. This, the softness of just everyone she cared about, alive or otherwise, the people she held dearest in her life, all of us, and Eloise, and her mother, and just and the caravan, and just providing a home for everyone, and went to find her in the caravan, and it was small and homely, and Smudge was there, and I don't know if it was a dream figment Smudge, or like familiar connection, mental connection, if it was actually Smudge within the thoughts. But like, it asked me to help her, to help Morrigan, and I went upstairs, and I spoke with her, like true self that she keeps buried down under the pain and the anger and the sadness and the alcoholism and everything else that she uses as a shell to protect herself. I spoke with her, the deepest core part of her. And I promised her that it would be okay, and that that she was loved, and that she had a family, and that she didn't need to be scared and upset and afraid anymore. And I promised her that I would make things okay, and they're not okay. Look at her. You've seen her. What about that is okay?
Well, you want my thoughts on the matter? She keeps choosing to drink and bury herself in whatever she wants to. She keeps choosing to be angry, be spiteful. She keeps choosing to be depressed and sad over what was, what could have been, what she lost, and over her failed relationship with you. But she doesn't move on. She apologizes. He says, "I'm sorry." She says, "Oh, I have nothing left oh, I'm, woe is me. I had a bad life, and I understand. I empathize. But there comes a time when everyone has to take all that bad and try to move on. There's a lot of bad for her. Begin to comprehend what her and Eloise have gone through. I can empathize, but I can't comprehend. And it sounds calloused of me to say that she needs to move on. But at the same time, she does need to move on. And you can direct her, you can put her on the path, you can show her the way, but at the end of the day, she has to be the one to walk that path. And you cannot be blamed, and you should not be blamed, and you should not feel any bit of guilt for her not choosing to walk the walk. She's choosing to wallow in grief and self-pity, drinking herself into a stupor. And that's not your fault. That's hers. And you're not responsible for her actions. And I understand you want to make things okay. I love that about you. I love that you care that much. And that's why I'm not here to tell you to stop. Because I know that if I did, it would just, probably drive a wedge between us. So I guess the next best thing I can hope to ask is, how can I help? I may not like Morrigan, but she's still my best friend's cousin, sister, whatever they are to each other. And that means something.
She speaks in just like a quiet and much the same way that Morrigan just looks tired. She has that same just sort of world-weary look as she just speaks in a quiet and tired tones. It's just, I just want the people that I care about to be happy. To have peace and to find comfort in that peace. That is how I find my peace.
Neotal's just gonna kind of, if you allow her to, she'll just put an arm around you and pull you in for a half hug.
She does not resist.
Look,
And just wearily lays her head on her shoulder.
look, Francois, I know that you want to make other people happy, and that you want to make sure that everyone around you that you care for is happy, but there comes a time where you have to make sure you're happy yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to help anyone. Because if you're not happy and you're not in the right headspace, then you can't help anyone. So, what makes you happy? Because I'd like to tell you what makes me happy, but I don't want to skew your results. So, you tell me what makes you happy, and I'll make it happen. No matter what.
Like I said, what
What'd you say?
when the people I care about are at peace, coming
Speak
to
up a
the
bit more.
living room, coming when the people I care about are at peace. That's what makes me happy. Just the little family moment. Coming into the living room, and in one room is Morrigan in the kitchen cooking and bapping Amalia on the head for trying to steal food, and then in the living room there's Agatha laughing about some probably not actually funny joke that your brother told, or Valen being less mopey than usual. I'm not going to pretend that that's... It's just... I find my own contentment when those around me are content themselves. Because if they're not, then I circle in my mind about what I can do to help them, to bring that peace to their lives and to my life. To have more those little moments, because if there's anything that I have learned from living and training with Master Mal and meeting Morrigan and dealing with her and her backstory and everything with you and your brother and with Valen and his sister and just and Agathar and his past, everything has taught me that those little moments are the single most precious thing in this world, because they're so fragile and they're so fleeting, and they can be taken from you at any moment, and you will never ever be ready for that moment to happen. There's no planning, there's no preparation that you can make to be ready for your world to be upended. So you have to make the moments that you do have count while you still have them.
She nods. And then she very gently puts a hand to your face and tilts your chin upwards. And she looks at you, eye to eye. She pauses. Hesitates. Well, then I think you should live your own advice out too. You should make the best of every moment that you have. Even if some people can't appreciate those moments. He pauses again and then just taps her forehead to yours and sighs. Even now.
Hold on.
Hmm?
All right, keep going.
Okay. Okay. She sighs. Even now. Shh.
Go on.
I don't think it's wise if I should. Already going through enough. You don't need more weight on. Gosh. You know, things just so complicated, you know? Because I care for you. And I care for you a lot. I don't want to hurt you, though. And see, you're tearing yourself apart. And I want to try and fix that, but I can't. Because I don't know if my attempt to fix will just hurt you further. I don't know if I even can. I know that I want to and I want to try, but I don't want you to feel pressured.
Damn it, bitch! Stop rolling high.
It's going down.
Here's the thing. I don't know if a 13 is high enough.
I was gonna say, I'm debating. I was
Yeah,
like,
depending on what it is, it's probably a hard DC.
I was considering 15. So
But she's slowly starts to pull away.
she'll gently grasp at her arm.
She looks back. Yes?
No. I don't know either. Only one real way to find out, though, right?
Well, I mean, if you want.
And she is going to shut her up by kissing her.
Yeah.
So at first, it's like she's startled, and then she settles, and then presses back. And she'll kind of just like slide her arms up around your back and just hold you. It's soft, sweet. She doesn't push any further. There's just this sense of relaxation in her body as this tension just leaves it. How long does this go on for?
I would say with the 13, it's not overly long. Probably just a quick, like, little, maybe 10, 15 seconds.
When
And she'll pull away, blushing fairly red and avoiding eye contact.
you see that Neatal is just kind of like holding position for a half a second before straightening up and kind of going, oh, that was really nice. Was it good for you?
Was it good for you? You know what? We've made a mistake. Go back.
Oh, this is perfect.
Like Morgan's out there watching. He's like, no, you can do better than that. Like rewind.
That was
Make my call do better than that.
Warpwood is. Neatal gets a chance to say it again.
no, it doesn't like that much. Squirm, little worm, squirm.
Anyway, continue.
It was nice. And she will wrap her arms around her and lean against her side again.
She'll much more comfortably have Rensois lean against her, and she'll wrap her arms around her. She'll squeeze her
Good.
tightly.
Tension starting to leave her shoulders. You know, somehow, some way, living with Master Mel was less complicated.
I mean, from what I've heard, I can't help but
That did you
imagine.
discard.
You came back at the perfect time.
Yeah, I heard it.
From what I've heard, I can't help but imagine. It's a little bit easier to deal with someone who terrorizes you every day of your life versus emotional bonds. You feel her twitch a little bit as a shadowy figure settles on to Rensois' other side as Latane lays against her.
The sage is like, I'll go inform the twins. That ship has sailed.
and you see this dark furred rabbit just kind of like look up at you, Rensois, and then smile before poking at their lips like, "Where's mine?"
It's already so fast.
Neatal rolls her eyes, and she's just like, "I'm so sorry about her."
Francois rolls her eyes as well and gives Latane a quick peck on the cheek.
Latane does a silent before nuzzle back in. You're getting hugged by two people at once.
Rensois starting her own harem.
She's
Isn't a harem
Well,
if it's
see,
still
no, this-
technically one person?
No, this is a polycule.
So
What Agatha has is a harem. This is a polycule.
Again, is it a polycule if they're technically the same person?
That's true.
Neotal just kind of
Google.
Neotal blushes and just kind of goes, "Sorry, she's mind of her own." I'm thankful we could share this moment, though.
I'm glad to.
And the night passes by with the two of you resting in each other's arms. When you make your way back up to your room, do you take her with you?
Eventually, yes.
Oh my gosh.
It is snuggle time. If allowed.
Yes.
We
Sleep
do
at
not
the foot of the
see.
bed.
We
Just
do not see
like,
Rensois or Neotal.
mentally exhausted.
That's fine. Neotal doesn't go for more than just some snuggles, man. She's literally just like, whatever pace you want to go at, Rensois, I'm chill.
Also, I didn't think I'd get this far.
Yeah.
Yes, Loki.
I mean, I got this far once, but I didn't think I'd do it twice.
So nice.
I'm like, keep going.
So nice. I
Keep
had.
going.
So nice. I had to do it twice.
Oh, nice! I did do it twice.
And then Latane makes it a third time.
It's even better a second time.
This time has emotional catharsis. Yes. Anyway.
This
So
proves it wasn't a fluke the first time.
Oh my god. So yeah. Basically, you two sleep very well. Everyone else sleeps very well. Hey, Bonnie, Valen, what are the
Yep.
two? Oh, sorry, what was that?
Except Agathar. I was gonna say,
Oh,
you're like,
I think they're sleeping very well, if not, not at all.
I was gonna say,
Oh.
it's like bold to think he's sleeping.
Yeah, for real. He's a little too busy.
He emerges from his 3-day cocoon, arbitrarily picks up smoking as a habit.
Agatha, these ain't helping at all.
What can I say? They feel great after a bit of with the wife, eh?
Nothing beats smoking after a fade to black, am I right?
Anyway.
Why are you talking like that all of a sudden?
I don't know. I think she sat on my face so hard it changed my accent.
Oh my god. Anyway. So yeah,
Stream is no longer family friendly.
Oh, it never fucking was, dude. It never was.
It
So
stopped
yeah.
being friendly when Agathar started his harem.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
that ship sank some years ago.
Also, happy Pride, everyone! Yay, gay romance.
Yay!
So yeah, Bonnie, Valen, what are the two of you doing?
Don't really have anything for Valen.
I'm shocked.
Yes, I have to say, like,
No,
shocking.
there was something I wanted to do, but I forgot what it was.
Remember quickly.
But Vonnie, I said for Valen. I never said it about Vonnie. So shut.
Mm,
Fair.
mm,
Gotta give him one.
at least one. Oh, nice.
So sometime during the second day, Vonnie will go to Vanille. Or however the hell you pronounce it. that
It's
name.
Vanille.
Alright.
Oh, hello. How are you doing today?
It's done as Vonnie sets down a small stone. A little thing I got used to making to help hold large commissions.
Oh. How does one open it?
Carefully. It's similar to a bag of holding, except in wrist pocket form. break the stone and it'll just shoot out. Still haven't gotten rid of some of the few kinks like that. Just
of
make sure no
course.
one's in, say, 15 feet in front of you.
Sure. Thank you, Miss Vani. You have created quite the boon for our country. She will give you a small bow and then take the stone.
Yeah, I made Naga armor before, but armor's armor.
Yes, my mother will be most appreciative.
Eh,
Whenever your coterie requires it, we shall be more than welcome to join the war against Calagrin.
good to know. I'm sure that they'll enjoy that.
Yes. And she'll give you another small bow, and then she'll pull out a small ring with a coiled serpent on the front of it as a signet. She'll offer it to you.
Bonnie will take it.
My signet ring.
Surprised they let you keep things.
They didn't feel it was worth taking.
Fair
It
enough.
is. It is, after all, just a representation of my family.
Mm-hmm.
If you bring that to Oski, they will allow you wherever you need. It is a sign that you are a member of, that you're a friend of the royal family.
Okay. Feels weird holding one of these, but make some friends. You lose some friends in other places. We'll figure it out.
She nods. And then walks away unless you have anything else you'd like to say or do.
Nope. Business has been concluded.
Yay!
There, I did something. Fuck off, you
Interaction.
spiky bitch.
It's like, well, there's my RP quota for the month.
For Vani.
Take my
For
leave.
Valen, he needs another one.
I must take your leave. But you do anything? Don't flip.
Valen exists. There.
Truly, he does.
Truly, he does. I will say that will bring our session to a close. As I do a small thing real quick.
So we're starting next session after day 3, correct?
Yes. You guys will be arriving at
The undead.
the, at the Undead Outpost.
Huzzah.
Just roll some rolls right quick then. While you're sitting there. Oh, shit.
Alright. As we pull the camera away from our heroes, we see that same dropship from with the same silent, arm fully fixed and repaired, as he walks over to a nearby radio and picks it up. He speaks into it. We have located the Archmage. Tell the king that he shall have his quarry in the next few days. Once you're done dealing with the thunder creature, make your way over. I'll need backup to deal with this. It seems like they're meeting with a secondary group. Stand by for drop. And that's where we end session.
Yay! Hey, look, a crit on a crafting. Yay!
At any rate,
buddy, I got a cursed railgun shot crit with your name on it.
so did you guys have fun today?
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
All right, and remember, YouTube audience, we are going into our post stream where we're going to say hi to our Twitch audience and come up with a name for the episode. But if you want to catch us live, you can do so at Tuesday at twitch.tv/deathlyshad every Tuesday, mostly. At roughly 5:30 p.m. CST normally, or as of currently 6:30 p.m. CST for the next few months or so. After that, we'll go to back normal times. And remember to like, subscribe, comment, all the other jazz, and Aguilar, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Morrigan.
Aguilar will not have a pelvis the next time you see him.
No, he won't. Morrigan, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Francois, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.
Soren, say goodbye to
It
the
only
people.
took like
Oh, well,
fucking 30 sessions for the kiss to happen.
it was fucking worth
Paid off.
Soren.
The slow burn, the slow burn.
Yeah. Soren, say goodbye to the people.
Aggie will have a pelvis. He'll just have multiple of them.
Bonnie, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, everyone.
All right, and from all of us to all of you, have a wonderful day and a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Every-